4 games ago, Anthony Edwards said his team was playing soft. Well, it looks like they got the memo because 4 games later, the Wolves look like a brand new ball club. 7 games in the NBA today, and we start in Golden State, and we start with Ant-Man. First possession of this one, we saw what happened yesterday with Golden State and Jonathan Kuminga's career night. Kuminga starts this one off with a 3, now some vintage Golden State ball movement around the horn to Podziemski for 3. Golden State won last night, Minnesota coming in winners of 3 in a row themselves. End of the first quarter, all tied up at 28, Draymond and Steph making their return for Golden State tonight. Curry, the difficult and one. But in this second quarter, this is what Minnesota's been looking for. Their defensive identity, Gobert causing a turnover and getting the lob. Now they force a missed floater from Curry and they're out and running again. These are the things that they did so well a year ago. McDaniels coast to coast. When you make plays on defense, it usually translates to making more hustle plays all around. Randle with a putback, and now it's Anthony Edwards' time to shine off the window. Very next possession, right back to Edwards, right back to the mid-range, and finding Naz Reid outside for 3. Edwards starting to get hotter and hotter himself now later in this first half, Minnesota's lead growing. 3 minutes to go in the half, Randle knows where the hot hand is, he loves playing the Warriors. Now in the third quarter, Golden State punching back, they were down 19, now it's 4. Every time they would get closer though, Minnesota's leader with an answer, and I love it because he leads by example. Final seconds of the third, Warriors down by 9, 5 seconds to go, Curry stepping back, difficult 3. Now in the fourth, Warriors down by 6, they run their split action and Curry's got him within 3. This is the test of a real team because you knew Golden State was going to make their run, but how do the Wolves respond? This is how. Anthony Edwards 4-point play. Very next possession, Minnesota up by 8, Edwards to Gobert and Gobert's got a slam. Then when we say last year's Timberwolves, this is what we mean. Naz Reid with a massive block on one end. They're out and running, and Alexander Walker for 3. Wolves up by 15 now. Edwards putting the final nail in the Warriors' coffin, and he was enjoying every second of it. Not only does this team look completely rejuvenated after Edwards cleared the air with the media, they look like they're having so much fun. Ant-Man leading the way with 30 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. Really though, the story is their defense. 4 straight games holding teams under 92 points. Remember what their identity was all about last season. Tomorrow's a big day for college football. It's the College Football Conference Championship games, and Anthony Edwards' alma mater of Georgia will be playing. This is what Ant had to say as a pregame pep talk.
Do you have a message for your... I know you do, but do you have a message for that team? I want to hear it. What's your pep talk?
Hey, Carson Beck. Do your MFing thing, boy. You hear me? Do your thing. Let's go and get the win because we're going to see him again in the SEC Championship, baby.
Wolves have looked much improved, so have the Bucks recently, coming off a loss to Atlanta, looking to get back on track against the champs. Giannis with an early dunk to start things off, now it's Tatum. This is what the Boston Celtics do every night, they waste no time introducing themselves. Jaylen Brown with a tough shot, now this was a much needed return. Chris Middleton, welcome back, 4-point play. Second quarter, Bucks not going anywhere. Damian Lillard's turn, stepping back for 3 over Neemias Queta. 4 minutes to go in the second half. I don't know if you guys look at the NBA.com's MVP ladder, but this man was number 3. Another guy that was on that ladder, the 30-year-old birthday boy, Giannis Antetokounmpo, against his former teammate. Chris Middleton's back, Bucks not backing down an inch from these Celtics. Dame at the end of the first half. All tied up midway through the third, Giannis has been working on that mid-range all summer long. There's that Dirk Nowitzki fadeaway. The star power in this game was undeniable. Now it's Brown pulling it back on Middleton. Fourth quarter, Celtics down by 1. Tatum's turn. Chill out, Jason. Tough 3 and 1. Celtics down by 2, 8 minutes to go. They go right back to Tatum. He's going to work on Gary Trent Jr. Multiple spin moves down the lane. Building on their feet after that Tatum drive, but now Gary Trent Jr. responding back with a 3. 4 minutes to go. Boston down by 1. Tatum takeover mode right to the rim with the left. 1 point Boston lead, a minute and a half to go. They forgot to guard the OG. 30 seconds to go, Boston up by 3. What a fitting end from a former friend. Drew Holiday inside with the floater. Celtics win. Yes, the Celtics did win the game tonight, and they didn't have Kristaps Porzingis, but the Bucks really impressed me in this game. If this was a playoff series, none of us would be complaining. And once again, another MVP-like performance from JT in the victory. Lakers and Hawks today in Atlanta. If you missed this game, you missed a really good one. You can see the full recap of this game on my page. I don't know how the Lakers wasted a masterpiece tonight. Magic and Sixers tonight from Philly, a rematch from the other night when the Magic beat the Sixers on the road. Paul George starts this one off with a mid-range. Now the Magic doing what they do on defense. Franz the 3. Just another typical night at the office for Franz. Wendell to Franz in the corner, another triple. This is what they do on the defensive end. Another turnover from the Sixers, and it's Franz again. Euro step floater. Final seconds of the first quarter, though, the Sixers resilient tonight. KJ Martin, the reverse. Early stages of the second quarter, Paul George to KJ Martin again. Tough finish. Philly supporting cast stepping up in this one. Yabusele's turn, going to work in the post. Check out the footwork and the finish. Philly up by 7. Final seconds of the first half. Paul George, nice dime to Yabu with the easy finish. Late in the third quarter now. Sixers up by 5. McCain all the way, no, but KJ yes. A minute later, Maxey giving it back to Jared for redemption. McCain the corner triple. Sixers up 12. Philly up by 14 now in the fourth. They're in full control, and Paul George having himself a night. Philly slowly starting to figure some things out. They're 3-2 over their last 5 games. Paul George with 21 points, 9 boards tonight. And how about KJ Martin with 20? In San Antonio, the second night of a back-to-back for both the Kings and the Spurs. DeRozan back in his old stomping ground. The Spurs lost to the Bulls yesterday at home without Wemby. Once again without Wemby in this one. Julian Champagnie, though, bringing it for the Spurs in the first. Now here's some Spurs defense leading to offense. The block on one end, Sohan to Keldon Johnson. Spurs up by 11 in the first quarter, and CP3 guiding the youth up 13. But now in the second, here come the Sacramento Kings. A tough 5-point loss yesterday in Memphis, looking to bounce back. Malik Monk to Keon Ellis. Now here's Malik Monk again. He's been massive as a starter. End of the first half, Kings now up by 8. Monk to DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeMagic in the mid-range. Automatic. Third quarter now, Kings defense doing its thing. DeRozan with a steal. They're out and running. And Keegan Murray right to the rim. Easy finish. Later in the third, more from Keegan Murray. Off the assist from Monk. I don't know if they're ever going to be able to be consistent this season, but tonight was an example of what they can be when things are clicking. Keon Ellis to steal, DeMar to Domas, Kings roll. 140 to 113. Look at that offensive balance that they're capable of when things are clicking. Another team looking for offensive balance on the road, the Indiana Pacers in Chicago. Much better start for the Pacers on the road tonight thanks to Tyrese Halliburton. Indiana's 2-11 on the road coming into this game, and Lonzo Ball looking to keep them struggling. Pacers up by 7 midway through the second quarter, looking for some sort of spark. Check out this move by Andrew Nembhard, spin cycle. Very next possession, Indiana looking for more offense, and Halliburton providing it on the road. Indiana up by 8 midway through the third quarter. Mathurin sharing the wealth to Siakam opposite corner for 3. Now here come the Bulls. Ayo coming off that triple-double yesterday. Bulls rallying now in the third, down by 9. It's Levine finding Lonzo Ball. He's been looking so good. Fourth quarter, Pacers up by 4, needing a response from their leader, and Halliburton provides it. Cannot understate how big of a game this was for Indiana. Halliburton taking over. Now they dare McConnell to shoot. They put Vooch on him. McConnell, good night, Chicago. For tonight's win, the Pacers had lost 8 in a row on the road, exactly what the doctor ordered for them. Last but not least, speaking of what the doctor ordered, the Utah Jazz opened up a can of whoop-ass. Portland's been feisty all season, but tonight they ran into a buzzsaw named the Utah Jazz. Walker Kessler, the block on one end, John Collins. Utah cruising in this first quarter already. Juzang no good, but there's the future Laker, Walker Kessler, the and one. Utah up big in the second. They're continuing to pour it on. It was a big night for Johnny Juzang. If you're a Jazz fan, I don't know if you're happy about this or sad that it might ruin the tank, but tonight they looked incredible. For the first time in franchise history, the Utah Jazz had 9 players score in double figures. Walker Kessler leading the way with 13, 17, and 5 blocks. Tomorrow we're right back at it with 7 more games. The healthier Pelicans hosting the Thunder, Mavericks in Toronto, Knicks hosting Detroit. What I think is the game of the night by far, Grizzlies in Boston.